talk about being back where you started. So normally, because it's Mother's Day weekend, normally I would probably be putting out a video and like a playlist for Mother's Day. I'm probably just gonna recycle the last year's like repost last year's playlist because I thought it was pretty good. And honestly, that Morgan Wallen song still gets me. Like it's a good song. Um, but I want to talk about like just Mother's Day in general. My thoughts on Mother's Day in the I guess lens of this year. I guess what's on my mind is that um, moms are awesome. None of us would be here without our moms. And I think mom is well, parenting first of all is a hard job in adulting. And it's because of the thing that I think I've talked about this before in one of my other videos. So the it dawned on me a couple of weeks ago, and I never had thought about it in this context that we don't tell younger people. I'm not saying tell your 10-year-old this, because there's a bunch of stuff you're trying to get across to your kids at 10. I would probably tell if I had a 20-year-old or if I had a 25-year-old, like if I had a young adult, I would probably peep that younger person to the game that we don't know what we're doing. And what I mean by that isn't that adults don't have like a wealth of knowledge that they've accumulated over years. It isn't that they don't have a ton of experience they can go by and go, hey, don't put your hand on the hot stove. It's that when you get to a certain age, and I think I first ran into it when I was 20. When you get to a certain age, you finally realize as a person, oh, this is life. I'm really doing it now. Like I have to go out here and whether it's you're in college or you start to have your first kind of real relationships, like you first start really like interacting with people and making friends. Like a lot of times your college friends or your friends that you make in your mid-20s are like they're your crew. Before I guess you make your adult friends where you gotta schedule play dates and everybody knows everybody from the PTA. Before all that happens, you're having these experiences where you realize you're really walking without a net. Like this is it, right? And at a certain point, because my parents never told me. I don't think anybody's parents ever really said that and said, hey, kids, life is really without a net. Make good choices. And so what happens is it dawns on you when you start getting older. You're like, oh, I really did this all without a net, and it sucks. And so then I imagine, or I think about the single parents that I've known over the years, and I'm like, they were really doing it without a net. And there are people that I know whose kids all turn out to be like decent, amazing human beings. And really, because it comes down to whether you have one parent or two parents, good people foster good people. That doesn't mean that you can't come from a good home or have a great mom and still make bad decisions. It just means that when you end up sitting somewhere you're not supposed to, there's that thing that happens in the back of your head and go, my mama or my dad told me that I probably shouldn't do X, Y, or Z. And you know it. And so, when you get out of that jam or you escape the situation, you're like, man, wish I listened to my parents. Glad I'm not in jail. I got no broken bones. That's, whatever. And that's what really happens. Is I think about this year, and I think about all the people I know who are, some people I know are without their moms, and I think about those people all the time in holidays like this. I think, and really just in general, I think about people just going through just general grief during holidays now, because it makes more. I'm more acquainted with it now, and I'm like, I get why holidays aren't the greatest. So I guess this short video is just to say, if you know somebody who's a mom, or you have friends of yours that are moms, or your aunts, or everybody that I know, that are moms, happy Mother's Day. If you haven't called your mom, call your mom. Just do something for your mom this weekend, just to let her know, hey, I'm glad you're my mom. So I'm saying, hey, I'm glad my mom's my mom. And I think overall she did a pretty good job. So I love my mom. I love you, mom. Yeah, that's it. Happy Mother's Day.